Okay, I think we are live. Just a second, we're gonna make sure. Well, that's saying that's scheduled. Well, that's weird. We do appear to be live. Let me double check. Then we'll get ourselves started with some Splatoon and some weed. Just a moment. Neat. Okay, looks like everything should be a-okay. Let's get started. Before the weed, before the Splatoon, we always start with some dog treats. Let's do that first. Cool. All right, that is the dog treat portion started. So now we will do our weed to start. We're going to start with our Mighty, our little battery powered plant vaporizer from Stores and Bickle. The miniature portable version of the big volcano there. Got these handy little capsules we like to use, preloaded with our weed in there. We'll turn that on. We'll do one of these as we get ourselves started. And then before we start with the Splatoon for real, we will do ourselves a nice little small dab to start off on the absolute right foot. But first, it's time for the Mighty. I'm going to get it to our desired temperature. And then we'll get the process started. I think I already said that for real. I have been filming a review before this, so I'm already a little high. And we won't speak as to when that review may or may not come out, but I was working on that. So please forgive me if I already start at the incoherent level. It's just going to get more interesting from here, I assume. We are almost ready to blast off with our Mighty here. We're about 2/3 of the way. Only takes a couple of minutes for this thing to heat where we want it to go, which right now is 380 and continued escalation of temperature as we go through our little capsule. So we're going to be playing some Splatoon today. Maybe we'll get lucky. We'll have some folks join us and play as well. Been having a lot of fun doing that. And of course, not just Splatoon, but plenty of weed. Just 50 or so degrees before our Mighty is ready for us to commence. Get excited. Let's see what else is up. I guess today is the release day of Splatoon 3 Move Over, your old news. Nobody cares. In terms of long-term franchise that everybody's excited about, fuck you, Modern Warfare 2. It's all about God of War Ragnarok. And I will pick it up very soon, but I am edging ever closer to my replay completion of the 2018 God of War reboot, the first one in this new lineage. And I am enjoying it so immensely, and I will play Ragnarok pretty quickly after I beat it, which I don't think it's going to be too much longer. If you heard a buzz, that is the sound of our Mighty saying, ready. Pissbed asks, welcome, Pissbed. Pissbed, a.k.a. Cray J on Twitch. It says, hey, Weeds, do you have a Discord? Great question, Pissman. It is a thing that I am beginning to start to actually want to put together. So stay tuned. I think it would be very valuable. A valuable tool for getting people together, playing games and stuff. So if I can get my act together, I'd like to say soon, but not just yet. But I appreciate the question, Pissman. And Pissman, I'm hoping you will join me in Splatoon again today. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw a lobby together. We'll be well, doesn't look like anybody's online for Splatoon at this moment. Let me know if you're interested in playing with us at some point. I'm gonna finish up this mighty. Then it's small dab time. We've got some fresh crumble in the house. Cherry OG classic that we're gonna do before we start officially as well. Pissman says he'll be on in 10. Very cool, man. Pissman may play 1 or 2 without you, and then we'll say we'll play for real when you get here in 10 minutes or so. Ah, man. I have a nice OLED TV at my house, and I really enjoy it. Love it. Things look great on it. And Splatoon 3 looks excellent on it. But the OLED Switch, even with the resolution bump going from 720p to 1080p, man, the OLED Switch, the colors on Splatoon 3 are just so outrageously vibrant. If you've ever wanted like just a showcase for something that says like, oh man, this is an impressive technology, I would never have guessed how impressive the Switch is. I don't think you need to upgrade if you have an original, but if you somehow don't have one, or you care a lot about visual fidelity, it's pretty great. Even on my fancy LG OLED, it doesn't look quite as nice as the perfectly calibrated Switch one. And I'm playing on a computer monitor right now while I'm streaming, and it just doesn't pop, guys. It just does not pop. Gonzo Baptist, what's up, my friend? Welcome. Good to see you. Gonzo Baptist, holy shit, says that his PC just came in today. Well, congratulations, Gonzo Baptist. That's super exciting. Tell us about your PC, Gonzo. Lay them specs on us. You in the 4090 club? Are you the coolest of cool kids? You rocking a nice 3060? What about that CPU? Are you saying holla to AMD, or are you saying nah? I'm good with I'm good with my Intels. Who's making our processors? Intel, right? Yeah, Intel. Give us those juicy specs, if you would, Gonzo Baptist. It's the most fun part of the PC conversation is, what are your numbers? How many flops you got? How many frames per second can you draw? 1440p or 4K? How many P's you pushing? PC gaming, man. It's all about making numbers go higher. I spend more time looking at my FPS counter on PC games than I do looking at the actual visuals that my 3080 now terrible GPU can provide. As long as, as long as I see that FPS counter, above 100, I feel good. If I see it dip below that, I start to have, real. It doesn't matter what's going on the screen, but that causes real psychological discomfort for me. Got to keep that FPS counter high. Doesn't matter what the screen looks like. Anyways, we are just about done with our mighty. Also, Gonzo, what do you plan on at first? I forgot if you were buying it for anything in particular, or if you just jealous of all the great Steam sales that you wanted to jump in on. But so curious what you are planning on loading up first on your brand new PC. Unless PC means something else, but I don't think so. That is our mighty done. Okay. All right. Well, we've got a mighty done. Um, and right before we get started, as promised, is a very small dab. We're not gonna, get too outrageously high right from the get go. Although I am already pretty high. After Almighty, and I mentioned at the beginning, I did just finish working on a review, so I'm already pretty high. But let's ignore that, do the small dab as promised, and then finally get into the Splatoon, what maybe you're here for. But really, let's do this. Okay, this is, as I said, some Fire OG. Gotta be careful. Last time it was, you can turn it upside down. It was very tacky. This is Crumble. Not going to be as forgiving if I turn it upside down to look at the label. Here we go. Oh, let's get a little bit bigger than that. I said not very big, but here's our modest crumble pile. Freshly cleaned mini nail. Good boy. Full grown man. Did a dab without coughing. I'm not going to cough right now. I'm not going to cough 3 seconds from now. All right, Splatoon time. Ooh, Gonzo Baptist finally drops the specs. And Gonzo, as a 3080 member, as a 3080 user, 3080 fan, I got to tell you, what a great GPU. Man, can it push out them teraflops. Boy, does it throw out some high frames per second. But that all changed about a month ago when the 4090 launched. And now it's a piece of shit. There's no use to having it anymore. My PC is garbage. It's, I should charge somebody to come and take it from me. It's such a worthless piece of shit. But up until, a month ago, great GPU. Super impressive performance. Welcome to the club. But now that there's a 4090 out there, man, those numbers are so much bigger. It's got a 4 and a 9. We only have a 3 and an 8. It's just so hard to continue living knowing that. Let's switch over to some Splatoon. Stop feeling sad for ourselves. And stop perpetuating this consumerist culture. Unless, I can get a great deal on a 4090 at some point, then, how could I not? Those some bitches are like $1,200. That's outrageous. Splatoon time. I was higher than I thought when I started. This is going to go well. Games, regular battle. No friends right now. We're so lonely. Hope to change that at some point. Hope Pissman said he might join us, but for now it's just me. And you might be noticing no toilet gun at the moment. back to the sploosher. Not Bloblobin, Splooshin at the moment. Bloblob's still my first love, but, you know, it's nice, a nice change of pace every now and then. It keeps things spicy. Gonzo Baptist says, apparently Intel makes the better CPU, or so says his buddy who put together his pre-built. I think, you know, it's an never-ending arms race, which is great, because it used to be just Intel in the CPU arms race, but AMD is back, better than ever. So, as to, like, which one is the best? Well, it really depends on, you know, what sort of individual metrics you're going for. I think they're both, you know, at the highest ends, pretty equivalent. But I think your buddy is correct that right now, Intel at the highest ends is winning the arms race. But those numbers don't matter. It doesn't. The like piddly things that you are chasing over and improvements on that highest end is it's just so small in terms of actual performance gains. That's right, I've got stamps. I don't have rain clouds. Stampin' Man. Weird game. It looks like they're all up in our base. We're all up in their base. Getting splatted from behind by a Tufo. There's this weird perversity, and I mean, it is a universality across pretty much every dimension in consumer economics, which is that the more expensive something is, the better quality, the better built, the likelier it can, you know, withstand long-term use and abuse by its owners and operators, are actually the things that are likely to be used the least. Whereas the things that are of cheap, shitty quality that you shouldn't rely on, and where there are many, many better alternatives in any kind of category, are often the ones that are used the most. So you could look at this from, say, like, I live in a very rich neighborhood, not a rich person myself, and the number of vehicles that have winches on them, like very, very expensive winches to haul whatever, is outrageously high. There's so many vehicles that have winches, and not a single one of them, I'm certain, has ever been used by any vehicle ever at any point in this neighborhood. That's a very, very expensive thing to put on your car to never, ever use or utilize. But yet there are plenty of people out there who can't afford to put a winch on their car, would probably actually get a lot of utility out of it. And that is also absolutely true in CPUs and basically computer hardware, generally speaking anyways. The people who buy the most expensive MacBook Pro models aren't usually the ones who are pumping out lots of stuff you would use a MacBook Pro for, to make video, to edit, you know, 3D CAD files, whatever it is. The people who buy the most expensive models are the richest people, generally, who just buy whatever is the highest price, assuming it's the best, and will never, ever, 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 ever come close to utilizing the majority of the potential their hardware has, leaving it totally untapped, and, you know, them just giving Apple a nice tax. But there are so many incredible pieces of computer hardware sitting in rich people's offices that are never used or so underutilized that could be far better, you know, used by other people. But that's where the market is, and that's where all the profit is. So Intel and AMD will continue to like fight for that absolute highest, top-endest 1%, marginal improvement processing power, so they continue to sell to those people. It's weird. I had a terrible game, but looks like my team had no problems taking care of business without me. Holy shit, maybe I should go back to the blobber after this one. Brain's not working right for this sploosher here. I need my blobbing distance. This gun I'm using right now is all about the close range. I'm too much of a coward for that. Holy shit. Killer whaled right out of exam. No! A rogue splat Tana sniper, whatever that weapon's called, took me out. I thought it was the Dolby 5.1 surround sound of death, but it was a dude with a chainsaw gun. Oh, he's gonna get me again. See, that was the point where I was supposed to be brave and go in instead of push away, because my gun gets stronger as you get closer. Boy, this is a rough start for me. But we're gonna switch back to the blobber, and all will be well. At least my pink teammates are just holding it down, tearing it up without me. Dominating them, in fact. Almost got taken out by the random auto bomb. And killed by a swole dad. Well, I looks like that is still definitively pink ahead of me. Fingers crossed. Surely. Anyways, Roku, welcome back. Roku says, have you ever tried private battles? It would be, excuse me, burped. It would be funny to fight the streamer man. I've never tried them. I'm not averse to them. Roku, we just have to get enough people together to make it worthwhile. If we can get like 8 folks together, sounds like a blast to me. All right, well, I'm gonna hit stop. Pissman says, what Splatfest team did you pick? Say it in chat because my internet is trash right now. Well, I will type out fire in chat. Roku, I'm hoping you will still join us, even if we're not going immediately into some private battles. I will go ahead and make a room, but doesn't look like you're on yet, so maybe not. What was I going to do? I was going to switch back to the sploosh. Not out of the sploosh. From the sploosh to the blobber. Jesus Christ, I'm high. I'll get this figured out at some point, guys. I promise. All right, let's change our gear up a little bit. And then I'm going to hop back into the regular battles. Roku says he will join us. Hopefully I'll catch you online after this round. You can join our lobby. Play it up. Oh, cancel. Thanks for the heads up. Shiver says he puts fire in the deep fryer. Well, that seems beneficial in a way. You know, I don't think. I guess the lack of oxygen would smother out the fire, but deep frying is not a process devoid of heat. It's got quite a bit of it. Well, let's see if Roku is here. Not yet. Let's just go ahead and make the room. And let's make a bad decision while we're waiting for some friends to join us. Shiver, if you're out there and you're a Splatooner putting fires in the deep fryer, if you want to take a break from putting out your fires in the most inefficient way possible and you want to play some Splatoon, love for you to join us. We do have Roku here. Cool beans. Let's switch it up. He saved me from having to do another bit of weed. Thank God. Lord knows I don't need it. Shiver said she tasted good. Want some? Shiver, who is she in this sentence? I lost track. But probably not, though. In case you're wondering what the hell anybody's talking about, in Splatoon, it is a tradition. Every now and then they have these things called Splatfests, where you pick a side on a random issue. For example, the first Splatoon 3 Splatfest was the very odd, very out of left field question, like, what would you take with you camping? If you could only take one category of things, these are very broad categories. One was entertainment, one was food, I think, and the other was gear. Again, very strange things. Splatoon 2 had a routine Splatfest as well, but they only had two options to pick from. The massive innovation, the thing that we pay Nintendo the big bucks for, the reason that they are, you know, home to the highest selling console of this or previous generation, is because they can come up with innovations of having 3 different choices to choose from. That is innovation on a level that is just, you know, it makes you feel small and makes you feel a little stupid, because it's like, how did I never think of this? And at the same time, how could anybody have ever come up with such a brilliant concept of having 3 choices to choose from instead of just 2? Nintendo, brilliant at what they do. The Roku, are you still readying up? Are we waiting for any other people to join me? Or is there something Take your time. I just want to make sure that I'm not the one who messed up the ready situation. But again, no rush. I think it might be a bloodbath out there. Slimy Cheesecake says, I'm hungry. You should have stand Luna. We might get Pissman. We might get Pissman with us. But for right now, Roku, it's just you and I. The Roku and Fart. That sounds like a viable Roku original series. Roku, I love every time you pop in, because you let me ponder the existential quandary of what is Roku. If there's a company that I wouldn't, a massive company right now, a company certainly valued in the billions of dollars, that I could easily imagine wouldn't exist in 10 years, it would be Roku. But I would have said that 10 years ago as well. But buttholes, I still struggle to find what the identity of Roku is and how Roku thrives going forward. Sorry about that, by the way. Not to talk shit about your name, your company, or... And I just was sitting here talking about how great Nintendo was and their innovation, but they still don't have the that whole online component figured out. But that's, you know, that's something nobody's been able to nail down yet. Having consistent lobbies that don't kick you out every 2.1 games, nobody has been able to master that. Certainly not Microsoft, certainly not Sony, not even Valve. Having the ability to, like, you know, stay in a game, you know, have, say, 60% of your games go to completion, unheard of in the industry. So, and I already was asking too much from Nintendo by, you know, reinventing the wheel by allowing you to come up with 3 choices instead of just 2 in a survey. It is unfair to expect consistent and even usable matchmaking. That's on me. I'm feeling a little fiery today, I guess. Sorry, Nintendo. I bitch, and I bitch, but I do have a shameful amount of playtime of this game already, so who is really to blame here? I'm going to still say Nintendo on that one. Sorry, Roku. And I'm watching my fresh rating plummet, which is that little number above my... You can see it there. It says 8.5, which it goes down every time you lose, or it goes up every time you win. I have no idea what it means, if it has any meaning other than just bragging rights, but each of those 2 last communication errors counted as a loss. That seems unfair. Anyways, looks like we got Pissman here. Here's the crew. Not only does Pissman provide the tactical and strategic support on the battlefield that we all expect, but he is somehow a networking god, and we just seem to get fewer communication errors when he's here. Both in the literal sense of our games don't get interrupted by that frustrating error, and on the battlefield. He just inspires thorough and consistent and very something other communication. I lost the thread. Anyways, let's have a excellent first game here, blue team. We're all together. Pissman and Roku. Well, I'll be... Well... One more try? One more try, guys. We'll see if it gets any better. Fingers crossed. I think... We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it's, maybe they're just having some real... huge influx of players right now. That wouldn't make sense for a random Wednesday. I have no idea what could be causing this frequency of communication errors. It has never been this bad, even in the first week since it's been out. I think our average before was like over 2 games. So far we're, what, 0 and 4? Fingers crossed. Pissman, I did just say all of that. But you really were, you got us over this, you know, we got past the starting line that time. We got into it before it happened. This time I'm optimistic you're going to take us not just to the starting line, but we're going to cross that beautiful ribbon and see the finish line. All 4 of us on yellow team. That's the hope. I'll try to watch your ass, Roku. Get my ink back here. Oh my god, we've made it a whole minute! Dare to dream. I'll try to watch you, Roku. Coming in from our side there. Got him. He was not trying to attack me in any particular hurry, which I appreciate. Ooh, threw that in the wrong spot. But fortunately, it did not get sniped. So that's got to count for something. That's going to be a booyah bomb, I think. Okay, well. Bummer. Okay. I think, guys, with that, we're going to take that as a sign that the Splatoon gods want us to try again in a little bit. They're saying it's just not happening. I'm going to take that that sign, and I'm going to take this as a break. I hope to come back in a little bit, and hopefully things will improve. Certainly could use some not high time, as you might be able to tell, but oh wow. Roku says it's just him and Cray in the game. Only I was kicked out, or sorry, myself and another guy, and one other guy on the other team. Sounds like there are some real big problems happening over at Splatoon HQ, and instead of dealing with them right now, we'll come back later. Hopefully they'll fix themselves. With that, guys, I'm going to take a break. Hope to be back a little bit later when this is improved. Until then, though, stay high. Good luck.